Turn on any news broadcast and you're likely to see images of starving people following droughts, earthquakes, and tsunamis. We are all well aware of how fast the weather can change. You go outside with the sun shining bright, and halfway into your walk, you're running full sprint to avoid getting pelted by raindrops. The weather can have a great impact on your day, but can you think of a time the weather has caused you to go hungry? Is nature really what is to blame for famine? The reality is that human institutions and policy are the main culprits of famine. Decisions made by those who have power affect the powerless. From 1845 to 1849, Ireland experienced the Great Potato Famine, which killed over 1 million people. While this famine is widely known as an epidemic of potato blight, the famine was worsened by the British rule. The British government controlled Ireland's exports, feeding England Ireland's beef and crops such as corn, wheat, barley, and oats, and leaving potatoes as Ireland's primary food source. All potato crops across Europe were destroyed by this blight, but Ireland's dependence on potatoes left the Irish vulnerable to mass starvation. A more severe example of the effects of power on hunger took place in Ukraine. From 1932 to 1933, Ukraine experienced Holodomor, or death by hunger. The famine was plotted by the Soviet Union and headed by Joseph Stalin. The government confiscated homes, possessions, and grains, and sold the grains to other European countries. The government also closed the country's borders, stopping Ukrainians from finding food elsewhere. 3.3 million people died, equating to 25,000 deaths each day. Food is often used as a weapon of war, and hunger is always a product of it. So what can be done? Weather will always remain, but we can all take responsibility for establishing stable farming systems, improving socioeconomic status, encouraging positive political environments, increasing access to food, and increasing government response. Let's ensure people's claim to food may never be denied. By addressing the underlying causes of famine, we will surely see sustainable change. If we work together, we can aim to create a world free of famine, one in which the face of a starving child will be nothing but a distant memory in the pages of history.
Created using Powtoon.